Yeah, you did not you did not register for my infographics class. Okay, but now after going through the start today, you feel like going for the infographic class and maintain. Can you just add another RM100 instead of another 150? Sure, boleh. Okay, if you want to join the infographics class immediately, without having to wait another month or 2 months before I launch my another series, then you can, but you cannot join esok punya, ya. I'm so sorry, because esok punya dah penuh sangat. So if you want to join, you can join the one that's next Sunday, which is the 20th. Yeah. So just from the email trail that we've been sending you and confirming the payments and all that. So just follow up that schedule. I attended today's class. I just want to join the infographics on the 20th. Then I will. You paid 150, so you just top up another 100 and join for the 20th punya. Okay. So that's for those who want to join the infographics. Tanya, yes, of course, I will be available depending on the timing though. Yeah. Hopefully, if we finish by 5:15, then we have 15-20 minutes for Q&A. Of course, I will. But in fact, if those who want to stay back and ask questions, even up to 5:45, it's okay. Yeah, while the rest can exit the meeting and all that. For those who have questions, let's do our farewells and thank yous and everything. Only those who want to stay back and ask questions can stay back. All right. Okay. So. Nur Susanna, if we link the PPT with Excel PDF, yes. If you link PPT files with Excels and things like that, when you want to send it out to people, you have to make sure that you put them all in the same folder first, then you zip that folder, baru you hantar keluar. Because if you link PPT with another external file, which sits only on your desktop, but you send the PPT to other people with the link, then the other people will not see that link because the reference point, the hyperlink gets cut off. Yeah, so make sure you save it in the same folder, zip it up, and then send it out. Another one asked me that she deals with a lot of forecast numbers, targets, achievements on weekly basis, performance for every segment, blah, blah. How do I make the preso not so dry with all these figures while maintaining the details? Riza, okay, I'll show you your name already. Okay, Riza, good question. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have this. Riza is not unique when it comes to problems like this, because a lot of your presentations are very technical, very data driven. A lot of them are numbers driven, very dry subjects. Yeah. So how do you sexify or make it look good? Yeah. I am actually in the midst of developing the next module. Yeah, which is going to be introduced, inshallah, if I can finish it soon. It will be introduced by either the end of the third quarter of this year or the early fourth quarter of this year. Yeah. And this new module is specifically for you people who have completed this session, knowing all the techniques, the tricks and all that. Plus, you already know your infographics. If you come from my infographic class, this new class is where, it's very small numbers, only about 20 or 30 people per class, because I will be guiding all of you in terms of how to build specific slides, how to build a full-fledged presentation by subjects, your strategy slides, your graphs and charts, your data or your process flows and things like that. Every single slide format, I will be, hand-holding everybody and giving lots of ideas on how we can make specific slides, whether it's for marketing, whether it's for finance, whether it's for research, but it's more on content building based on the nature of the subjects and things like that. So it's a very intimate but very high level and very intricate punya subject. So I hope there are enough people that would like to join that kind of class where, I will be hand-holding everybody to how do we build specific slides, yeah? Because now you all know the techniques and tricks of, the content. But now how do we make specific content or specific subjects more effective, yeah? So look out for that. That's going to come out hopefully by, October or end of September, something like that. So hang on to that, yeah? Okay, that's pretty much the question that I can answer for now. Let's go into the subject of infographics, because if you look at it, we're already 1.5 hours into the second half of our class. Now, infographics, I will just share very high level things, especially for those who are not attending my infographics class tomorrow or next Sunday. Yeah. So, but this should be enough, yeah, for you to just get your, thought process underway and giving you a few ideas on how we can create infographic elements in our PowerPoint. Yeah. So everybody knows what infographics. We all know how they look like. It's basically how you convert dry, plain data into a graphic format, into a design format, right? So now, have you ever wondered, right? And I tanya you, have you ever wondered? You look at all the infographics out there, right, in Google and all that. The 12 that you see on screen now, they were done by 12 different designers from 12 different companies, talking about 12 different subjects from 12 different parts of the world, but yet their design looks highly similar, nampak sama, right? Have you even thought how did they achieve this common look? Yeah, despite them not knowing each other and things like that. And I'll tell you why. It's because the thought process that you need to go through, yeah, to convert data into graphics, yeah, is the same thought process that's being applied across all these designers. So I'll share with you some very high level things that you have to consider when you want to create your infographics. Yeah, the first things first, you have to understand your data. Yeah, if somebody was to send me a set of A4 papers talking about astrophysics and then I hujung pangkal tak faham, I don't understand it, then there's no way for me to know what comes out first, what is the priority, what's the hero content, what's secondary. I need to know what it's all about. Yeah, make sure you know your subject matter. Now, I also want you to know that infographics, it's normally they have very, consistent formats. Yeah, why people need to convert to infographics. The first one is if they want to show a timeline. Whether it's a historical timeline or process timeline or things like this, yeah? Like, for instance, what transpired from the first industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution, the third and the fourth, so on and so forth. You want to create that kind of a historical timeline, most probably people will convert into infographic format. The second most common format is statistics. Yeah, so I'm sure everybody knows there's one infographic statistics out there today that we see almost every day on Facebook. Yeah, which is the COVID numbers, right? So that's the moment you repeat a standard infographic format for a statistic and you flush it out day in, day out, it becomes recognizable. Yeah. So stats, percentages and things like that. Yeah. People convert into infographics. The third one is processes. Yeah. You want to know what is the ecosystem of medical travel. You want to know how an iPhone is made in China before it's manufactured and distributed to the rest of the world and things like that. You want to show anything with regards to processes, a lot of people tend to convert to infographics instead of pure text as well. So these are the three most common format of information that people convert into infographics. Here's the thing. I know quite a number of us do not have this creative fiber running in our veins, in our badan. We're just so not creative. Okay. So one of my creative gurus gave a very good advice. If you cannot create, you copy. Okay? Straightforward. You can't create, copy. And he explains why. Because if you were to start off copying, yeah, and over the course of 1 year, you copy 50 different infographics, yeah, from references that you see on Google and things like that, you copy 50. By the time it's time to do number 51, because you have 50 different references in your head, you start plucking out elements. You start plucking out elements from infographic 17, you start plucking the placeholder design for infographic 34, you'll start playing around because you have that, subconscious and mental repository locked in your head of the various stuff that you've done before. Yeah, although they are all made up of copying. But by the time it's time to do number 52, 53, it starts becoming original. Trust me about it. Now, when you want to search for infographic references on Google, yeah, because it's quite extensive, yeah. Search two ways. Yang pertama, you search by the subject matter, by the industry or the subject that you're trying to do. For instance, if you're doing telco, you want to search for telco infographics, just search telco industry infographics. Then you will get variations of infographic designs based on the subject matter. Second, also look for the format. Yeah? That means search for timeline infographic sample. Because if you have to do a timeline, just search timeline infographic sample. It may not be relevant to the subject matter that you are doing, but at least you get options of how people arrange a timeline. Yeah. So the moment you combine between your references for the right subject matter plus your references for the format that you're looking for, then eventually you'll start mapping it out. Yeah. Okay. Number 3, even though I'm asking you to copy, janganlah copy bulat-bulat. Yeah. Don't take it lock, stock and barrel and dump it in there. Right? Of course, you have to plan your visual style, color scheme. Of course, feature visuals that depict your subject matter. Janganlah you're talking about telco, you letak gambar gajah kat belakang, right? Or animals and things like that. Of course, that's common sense. Put something that's digital in nature or a big hand holding a smartphone as a background, something similar to the subject. Number 2, a lot of people forget about number 2, relevancy to the rest of the slide designs. We get so carried away designing our infographics, we put purple, pink, yellow and things like that, whereas the whole presentation punya template is in red and blue. So your infographic will stick out like a sore thumb, right? So try to create an infographic design where the design itself, even to the choice of fonts, the color schemes and all that, matches your presentation. Okay, so that it looks as though your infographic was built specifically for this presentation, right? And don't just look at Google for references. You can also go to YouTube because YouTube has a lot of infographic videos. Because in case you want to animate your content, you want to animate your infographic content, it flies in and then it goes to the next slide and things like that. You want to create movements, then it's great to look at videos as well because they show how you move from one subject or one placeholder to another and things like that. Yeah. We all know that infographics is also about simplifying our data, into a visual representation so that people see the visual, they can identify and they straight away know what we're talking about, right? So, for instance, you have sentences that says, it takes 2 hours to travel from blah, blah, blah. Get a clock, put 2, move an arrow that's indicating 2 hours and it's done, yeah? But of course, not everything can be replaced with icons and visuals. There will be certain text that's in there to support whatever your visuals are. So you have to choose which one can be replaced, which one cannot be replaced. And of course, how to achieve focus, which one is secondary. Normally, it's all about sizing. Yeah. So the bigger the object, the more important it is, the more you want people's eyes to be drawn to it. The smaller objects are support punya statements or assets. Okay. Last but not least, explore. Because I can guarantee you, your first output, your first attempt will not be your best. Okay. The same creative guru gave me this. When he gets his team to do the work, right? He will always ask for 2 options. Yeah. And why is that? It's not because he wants to make life difficult for his designers, but because normally kita punya brain ni, our first output, when solving a challenge, our first output is our brain's natural way of thinking, of deriving to that solution. Yeah. We are wired to get to that direction. But the moment we take our first output, we put it in our back pocket, letak sebelah. Now, we have to achieve the same outcome, but through a different approach, through the second option. That's when we are starting to travel a few levels lower into our thinking funnel, deeper into our thinking funnel, and coming up with something different. Yeah, and I can bet you, the moment if you stick to your objective, you stick to the outcome, the design itself, because it's different, will be a little bit more well thought. Yeah, so I just want you to try that. Okay, but no matter how adventurous or exploratory you want to be, jangan lupa the fundamentals. Never let go of the fundamentals, especially this. Our human eyes, when we digest information, our eyes expect to read starting from top left to bottom right. Okay, that's our natural eye movement. Yeah, when we are expected to digest information, we always move our eyes to the top left corner first to read, to expect to understand about it first. Then we have a visual reference in the middle to back up the top statement, and we want to see what's the closing on the bottom right. So when you're creating your infographics, try not to go against this natural flow, our neurological punya flow. Okay, and last but not least, don't be the judge of your own work. Okay, always take time to share it with somebody. Even better if that someone is not familiar with your subject, your topic. Yeah, because they can give an unbiased view whether they understand it or not. Okay, if they can read the flow, they understand, that's great. But if they go like, bro, kau nak aku baca dari mana ni? Where do you want me to start? Something is wrong there. Okay, this subject I will expand very, very explicitly in the infographics class, on top of giving other tips, such as this. Yeah, I'm sure you all know the term placeholders. For those who don't know what placeholders are, let me just show you. Let me just go back to a few slides. Yeah, where this. Okay, every single shape that you see here, like the circles, every circle is a placeholder. It is a place to hold your content. So get familiar with the terminology, placeholder. Okay, and this every single arrow here, the green, the red, the orange, the purple, they're all called placeholders. Yeah. So I want you to know that you can actually design very simple placeholders by using PowerPoint. For instance, you can create two circles like this. The red one is smaller, the orange one is bigger, and then there's this pill shapes on PowerPoint that you can just put in. The red one is smaller, the orange one is bigger. But just now I showed you know how to do your layering. That means bring to front, send to back, bring to front, send to back. Let me show this how you can do this. The moment you layer it nicely, right, they can actually become the most basic placeholder that you can do. Yeah. That circle, instead of putting the number, it can probably even be your icon, it can be your visual, whereas the area on the right is for you to put your descriptions, right? In fact, now that you know how to eyedrop the color, remember the eyedropper? If you want to make placeholders that look like it's for your brand, like Aziata, I'm showing you. Remember the gradient plus the eyedropper and things like that? You can actually customize your placeholders. I drop the logo, the color of your logos and things like that, so that every placeholder that you design will look as though they were designed specifically for your brand. Okay? Now, once you apply all this, you try out and all that, and then you what? Tiba-tiba you tengok, this is what you came up with. And then you look back, you go like, alah, kenapa buruk lagi ni? Why is it still ugly, right? Whatever you ask me to do, like creating the placeholder and then put in icons, descriptions, I've done everything. Why is it still not tuned, right? I'll tell you why it's not tuned, Dr. Popan. It's because, it's because of the colors. Yeah? The colors on PowerPoint are so predictable. The moment you apply it into any shape, you present it, people say, ini you pakai PowerPoint. I know that blue. I know that mustard yellow. Okay? So it's so identifiable. So how can you make it look not PowerPointy, right? How do you make it look Photoshoppy, for example? Just by changing the colors here, tuan-tuan. Let me give you a simple tip on how you can do this, all right? Everybody is so quiet. There's nothing moving in the chat window. Am I talking to myself? Can you all hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I ingatkan tengah cakap seorang-seorang because you're all quiet for...
Focus.
Focus, okay, good. Okay, now, let me show you a cool tip, all right? How to get really, really cool colors, yeah? Okay, now, let's go to Google, all right? I'm going to go to Google. The keyword that we want to put in, all right, guys? Use this, pastel tones. Pastel tones, yeah? Because pastel tones are very nice, warm colors that you can use, yeah? And they're definitely not PowerPointy. PowerPoint colors are very harsh, very sharp and all that. But using pastel tones, it gives another dimension in terms of color usage, yeah? And if you choose pastel tones, you will see this, you will have this kind of image reference. Now, what are you going to do with that? Imagine me doing this. I see this shapes, colors of purple. I'm going to copy it and paste it into my slide. All right. And shrink it to the other side. Now, I'm going to go back to Google and choose maybe another tone. Maybe this one. Right. This is also useful for those who have very bad color association. You don't know what color goes well with what. Just do this because the colors that were put together are all complementary. Okay. So I'm going to paste it again. And again, put the other side. Now, I'm sure you all can guess by now that I'm going to use all these pictures that I just pasted as my eyedropper punya palette. So that I can click on every object here, right? So, shape fill, eyedropper, take the purple. Shape fill, eyedropper, take the darkest purple, right? And this one, shape fill, eyedropper, and choose another purple or something like that, right? So immediately your text or your designs will not look very PowerPointy anymore because you are now using colors that are not available on PowerPoint. Same thing, this big one here, shape fill, eyedropper, take the green, shape fill, eyedropper, take another green, and you can see slowly but surely it's gonna start looking really, really cool. Yeah. Just by taking color references, putting them aside next to your slides, and eyedropping them so that your colors will look beyond PowerPoint. Okay. So let's do that. Yeah. So the keyword that you have to look for is pastel. Yeah. And you can go like red pastel, gray pastel, green pastel. Like for instance, if you type blue pastel tones, right? You will get so many variations of blues, right? Which just complements. Imagine using this color scheme in your PowerPoint. It's gonna look really, really nice. Okay, so yeah, things that you realize were limited or were a limitation in PowerPoint. All this what you go like, oh my god, kenapa lah aku tak fikir macam dia ni? Aduh. Okay, great. So that's that. Now, another thing that is consistent in in infographics are icons. But the problem with icons is that I know some of the problems that you all face when you want to create a nice looking design. You find one icon on Google, you find the first icon, which is a car. The car looks nice. And then you want to look for an icon of a house, put, behind that car. You cannot find an icon that looks exactly like the same designer that did the car. They look completely different. And the moment you have 6, 7 icons that were plucked out of Google from different designers and different colors and all that, that's when things start to look haywire, right? Okay, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, I want to share with you an idea. Why not you draw your own icon? And then some of you will go, draw own icon? What, you mean using the pencil tool and all that? No, I'm not saying using the pencil tool. I'm going to draw an icon very, very quickly. And for those who can guess what I'm drawing, just switch on your mic later and quickly shout out what icon do you think I'm drawing, okay? So I'm going to start off by doing a circle, a rectangle like this, okay? And I'm going to create 2 more. Okay, like that. Top, bottom, smaller. And then I'm going to create another shape, which is, one more rectangle actually. Okay, no outline, and make it slim, maybe like that. Okay, and then I'm just using all these shapes, that's available on PowerPoint, I'm going to do this one, outline. Okay, no outline. And then let's go put in another shape, this one, put it there, outline, and another shape. Okay. Okay, can anybody guess what I'm going to draw now? Don't know yet, right? Okay, for those, because I'm not hearing any sounds yet. Adidas, tak. Lapis, tak. So, okay, the moment I start putting colors, right, you will definitely get it. Light yellow, middle yellow, dark yellow. Okay. Let's see what says the chat window. Exactly, Husnina, ada pemenang. I'm drawing a pencil, right? So, one circle is, one triangle is white color, one triangle is dark color, like that. And this one becomes grayish, and this shape becomes white. So now when I put them together, right, like that, put this at the back. Okay. Turn this around. You can actually see the pencil taking shape, right? Turn it here. Put it up there. Using the smart guide to make sure it locks exactly according to the sizing, right? And this one as well. Let's make it slimmer and smaller, right? And putting it at the front. Bring to front. So that now you can see that I'm designing a pencil. And I can highlight all this. I can cut and paste it as a picture. I want to put my company punya logo on the pencil punya stick. Tak lah, tampal lah. But in fact, just like that, you are creating your own visuals, your own icons by combining all the ready-made shapes that's available on PowerPoint. So if you want to create, I just did 1 minute, a pencil. Kalau nak buat rumah, carilah bumbung dulu. Mana bumbung dia? There, bumbung. Terbalikkan, like that. And then panjangkan. You can see a roof already, right? Putting the doors and the windows and whatever and coloring them is not a problem at all. Imagine creating the same color scheme for all your icons. It starts to look good. I can guarantee that. There are a few more techniques I want to share during the infographics class, but this is just one of it. Okay, a quick exercise for you guys. All right. There are two options for you to play around for the next 10 minutes. There's two statements here. There's two data here. 5.6 billion smartphone subscription to 19, 47.7% average broadband speed. Try to convert this into a design, an infographic design. Yeah. So of course it consists of icons and text, maybe even animated GIFs. Up to you. Yeah. Like let's get everybody on the same page. Like for instance, 5.6 billion smartphone subscription to 19. Now what is the key thing that we want to highlight? 5.6 billion. What kind of picture should we include next to this? Is a picture of a smartphone. So the moment you arrange it, you're going to get it. Right? Even for 47.7% broadband speed, the word speed there, you can even go to Google, search for speedometer animated GIF so that you get a moving speed punya meter and things like that so that it can look nice next to your text or whatever. Or if you don't want to do that, you can look on the right. Try to design your first placeholder, an empty placeholder for your brand or for your logo, for using your color scheme, something that's ready for you to put content inside. Who knows? Maybe next week you got job to do. You can start using it immediately. Yeah. So I'm going to give you 15 minutes to try this. But before that, if you are doing option one, here's a sample of how it could look like, right? So from 5.6 billion smartphone subscription to 019, you can see that, 47.7% broadband speed, it's things like this that you can do by yourself and using PowerPoint. Okay, so try it out and let me know if it works for you. Go. Oh, by the way, I would advise you take 10 minutes to try this. Plus, the next part, the last 5 minutes is go for your break because after this we're going to try to go all the way up till 5 or 5:15. Okay, so go. Okay, Fatima ada soalan. How do I masukkan font I download from Google Fonts? Okay, kalau for those who want to know how to install your fonts, the moment you find your fonts, like for instance, macam let me extract this, extract all. Once you dah, okay, the first thing you have to do is, because dia akan bagi dalam zip file. So you unzip. The moment you dah unzip, okay, so you immediately the folder akan buka. So you will see all the fonts tu. Okay, so what you do is you highlight semua ni, okay, highlight all of it, and then you copy, okay, copy ataupun cut lah. And then where do you install? You go to your C drive, tuan-tuan puan-puan, go to your C drive, your Windows punya ni, and then you go to your Windows punya folder, Windows folder. Inside your Windows folder, there will be one folder yang ada A besar ni. This is your fonts folder. Okay, so you click on it, okay, and then you will see all the listing of all the current fonts you have. Just paste saja, Control V saja, and then all those fonts yang you copy tadi akan masuk ke dalam ni. Then you tutup your folder semua, but make sure you close your all your Microsoft Office dulu. Dah tutup semua, and then you reopen. The next time you open, all the fonts will be available dekat inside this listing. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Alright, kalau tidak, just Google how to install fonts and follow the step-by-step punya instruction. Five more minutes and we will continue, Okay. Excuse me for 3 minutes. Kena lari buat something kejap. Okay, everybody, siapa yang dah kembali daripada break? All of you are back from your break. I've got my Milo, hot Milo. Oh, bestnya. Okay, is everybody ready to continue with the next subject?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Baru satu je. Dekat chat banyak. Okay. Alright, okay. Awesome. Dah. Don't mind me taking sips. Alright, good. Alright, so let's move to the next subject because I know the next subject is going to be very, very useful for you guys. Okay. Mana? Sekejap. Okay. So, we are going to talk a little bit about Excel. Alright. Oh, come on, you good COYG pun ada. Cayalah benceng. Gang. Although it's a very depressing season for us. Hopefully next year better. Okay, now anyway, coming to Excel. So everybody has this problem with Excel where you copy, pasting it into your PowerPoint slide, straight away everything berterabur, everything goes haywire. So I'm going to show you that whatever techniques that you're doing now, put it aside for a while because I'm going to show you two different techniques. Yeah, to me, there are only two ways for you to put in your Excel sheets into your PowerPoint slide. Yeah, the first way is the moment you paste it into your PowerPoint, right? PowerPoint will automatically convert it to become a PowerPoint table. So it will no longer be an Excel. It will be a PowerPoint table that looks like your Excel so that it can retain the column size, it can retain the shape, the color schemes, and things like that. But that's PowerPoint. The moment PowerPoint studies your Excel, right, he's going to go, oh, this one I can definitely replicate it in a table, which is simpler to do, table, right? So there's a function for you to do that, yeah? So I'll show that. The second function, the second way of doing it is this, is a link and display, yeah? So a link and display is not exactly using, what do you call that? A copy paste. It's not a copy paste, but it's using your PowerPoint slide as a TV screen, as a live telecast to your Excel. Yeah. So it's just using that link. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do both. First, I'm going to show you how to do the first one, which is using the pasting method. Now I'm going to go through show you a very simple Excel sheet because before, as you know, my wife is taking over the administration part of my business, dealing with all the inquiries and all that. Before she took over and made my Excel memang pening kepala, she's the accounting and finance one. I'm the worst person when it comes to Excel, but I used to keep track like this. Okay, the date and then the name of the people that's joining, and I get the request from Gmail ke Facebook ke apa ke, how many seats are they booking, and this is just me mark, whether I've read the inquiry, I dah reply, I dah bagi payment steps, you all dah bayar, and I said thank you, your seat secured, blah blah blah. Okay, so it's a very simple Excel like this. So even for things like this, I'm sure most of us will do the same thing. Kita akan highlight, we will highlight the area that we want to copy, and then we control C, right? So that we see all these moving green lines and things like that, indicating that we are copying. We have copied it. Then we go to our PowerPoint and we control V. And that's when all hell will break loose, right? So don't control V. What I recommend you to do, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, is do this. Under home, the first section right under home here is called the clipboard. Yeah. Now, expand the clipboard. There's a small button dekat ujung there, at the very sudut there. At the very end, just drop that down and the clipboard panel opens on the left here. This is what you just copied on PowerPoint, on Excel. So click on that to paste. Yeah. And if you can see, it maintains the shape, the column size, everything. Nothing runs at all, right? Nothing goes haywire. The look and feel, the look and the shape and everything is the same. In fact, I can even pull it to enlarge. This is when things will get even more haywire for you guys. But because I use a clipboard and I pull it this way, see, it doesn't lose its shape, right? So that's the beauty of the clipboard. So please use it when you are pasting it, yeah? But the difference is this. This is no longer an Excel sheet. This is a PowerPoint table, yeah? So PowerPoint has read your Excel sheet saying, okay, there's no formulas involved, there's a lot of column width and colors, so I can just convert this into a what do you call that? Table. How do you know it's a table? Is that when you double click on the border, it becomes a table punya editing tool. So I'm sure you know how to use your tables and all that. So now it's easy. You nak increase the font size, you just highlight and then change lah the font size instead from 7, change it 10.5, up to you. Yeah. But that's how easy it is. You cannot see the clipboard on MacBook. Not a MacBook expert, but let me Google or in fact, if you can Google PowerPoint clipboard on MacBook, perhaps you'll have the answer there. Yeah. So try it out and let me know. But otherwise, let me do my research and I will answer you all nanti. Okay. But that's how easy it is. Yeah. Using a clipboard. The second one, okay. The second technique is copy from Excel. Kejap. Okay. Now, when you from the Excel just now, once you copied this, right? Okay. Control C. You highlight this, right? Control C. Okay. And then you go to your PowerPoint. Okay. And over here, you go to your clipboard. Okay. You will see what you just copied just now. All right. So just click into here. You expand your clipboard using this small button here. And this is what you pasted, so you will get it there. Okay. So that's how you masukkan. Terus. Don't Control V. Just expand the clipboard and you will see what you copied earlier on your Excel here. Click into this and it will maintain your punya shape. Right. So for those of you for a long time have been scratching your head, how do I get the format right and all that? That's how you do it. Get the clipboard. The second one is a little bit more complex, but it's very, very rewarding. Yeah, which is using the link and display. This is when you use your PowerPoint slide as a live telecast for your Excel, for your actual Excel sheet. Yeah. So I'm going to go to insert. Okay. And then we have to treat our Excel file as an object. Yeah. So you go to insert object. The object is here. Okay. So the moment you select object, the window will open. We have to create from file because we already have an existing file, which is our Excel. So let's browse for our Excel sheet. All right. So let me close this Excel first. Tutup semua dulu. Okay. Let's go to new class public, demos, Excel. Okay. So I have this Excel sheet. I just click into it and make sure you click on link. Now, the moment you do that, PowerPoint will immediately serve as a TV screen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. For Mac users, you can copy paste terus. All right. Okay. So now, using this link and display, it will maintain the look and feel and everything, right? As you can see here. But, this is not a copy paste. This is using your PowerPoint slide as a mirror. Okay. Now, here's the beauty about this, yeah. This second technique here. I'm going to file, save as. I'm going to save this PowerPoint as an Excel with an Excel reference, the word Excel. Save. Now, I'm going to close this document. Okay. Now, one day, I have to open back my Excel because somebody called and updated the number and things like that. Like this girl, Nino, she said, okay, Joe, 10 of my guys have to go for an event. So, tak boleh send 30. Can you change to 20 now? Okay, so I update to 26, yeah? So, I save and I close. Now, the next time I want to open my PowerPoint, right? Which has that hyperlink, which has that linking. The moment I open my PowerPoint is going to prompt me. Check out, Joe, one of your files that you hyperlink, that you have linked with this PowerPoint has been updated outside. Do you want to reflect the update as well? So the moment you click update links and you go to the file, you go to the slide where your Excel is, you will see that the number here has also changed to 20. Because Excel and PowerPoint are already updating each other. Yeah. So that's how efficient it is. Okay. Hanif is asking, if we edit in PPT, then in Excel will also change. Correct. If you edit it through PPT here, then your Excel file, next time you open your Excel, will also change. Let me show you how to change. Yeah. If you're in PowerPoint, if you want to update data, just double click into this, double click, it automatically opens your Excel sheet. Yeah. So you are going straight to the correct file. to the correct Excel. Okay. Good question, Hartini. What if you have several sheets in your Excel? Kan kat bawah tu you have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. PowerPoint can only pull one sheet at a time. So if you have multiple sheets, you have to save it as different XLS. Okay? And PowerPoint will only pull the sheet that you last saved on. That means if you were working on sheet 2, you're working on sheet 2 and then you click save and then you tutup your Excel. So PowerPoint will pull sheet 2, not sheet 1. Yeah, because it will mirror the last sheet that you saved on. Okay? And any other like words boleh, Power BI boleh, Power BI definitely. The business intel can. You can pull Adobe, you can pull videos. So many things that you can use just by create that hyperlink punya function. So if you want to do it again, as I said, for those yang nak demo tadi, just go to insert, object, okay, then create from file, browse for your file, and then just click link and okay lah. That's it. That's how you get it. Now, another thing that you have to bear in mind, when you do this, when you link an external file to your PowerPoint slide, and you plan to send this PowerPoint to another person, you have to send the Excel sheet sekali. So what you need to do is create a presentation punya folder, say presentation A, create one folder for that, save your PowerPoint on it, save your Excel on it, and then you hyperlink. Yeah, because if you were to send your PowerPoint saja and you don't send the Excel, the moment you arrive at this slide will be empty because they don't have the source to pull from. So make sure you have to zip them up together. Okay, you can password protect your Excel and all that, not a problem lah. Yeah, but PowerPoint will still be able to pull your content. The other thing is PowerPoint will only mirror one page. Yeah, that means you have to define your page margin and everything so that it falls into one print area. Kalau ada parts of your Excel tu yang terkeluar into a second page or a third page, then it will not be able to capture that. Yeah. So don't ask me about how do you set your page margins on Excel to cram everything into one page and all that. I'm not the Excel expert. So if you know how to do it, please do so. Okay, so that's basically how Faye is asking, that means I can't change the Excel file name in the folder. No, don't change it. You change it first, change everything first, and then you link and display. Yeah. Don't link and display first, then you change the name. Yeah. Do it the other way. Make sure you finalize the names of both documents, and then you create that link and display. Okay. All right. So that's that. Now, I want to talk about graphs and charts. Okay. Because I'm sure all of you have to do your graphs and charts and your numbers and your data. So how many of you, put it in the chat window, how many of you have, every time you do a PowerPoint, there will be certain graphs and charts that you have to put in? Berapa orang? Wow, this one super fast. So many people. Okay, great. So that means you all are relatively familiar with the templates that's given on PowerPoint in terms of the tables or the pie charts or the graphs and all that. So before I show you the tips, I'm going to give you a simple test. I'm going to paint a scenario for you guys. Okay, ada scenario ya. Imagine you're at your cubicle, you're doing your work, tiba-tiba your boss comes from behind you, drops a piece of paper in front of your face with these figures. Say, Joe, I'm going into a meeting in 5 minutes. Yeah, I have to share this data to the stakeholders, but I want it to be in a pie chart. Yeah, can you please create one slide and then feature this data into a pie chart? And I need to do it quick because I'm going into the meeting room in 5 minutes time. Okay, tuan-tuan, that's your challenge. You now have 5 minutes to convert the data that you see on screen into a pie chart using the fastest and the easiest way you know how. Okay, just do it in 5 minutes, starting from now. Go. Those who are done, say done. Wah, laju. Wah, this part everybody pro. Everybody is done. Don't even need 5 minutes for it. Okay, great. Now, stop writing me, stop writing done for a while. Just for a while, stop writing everything because I'm going to ask you the next question, which requires you to answer. How many of you, your pie charts look like this? Exactly like this. Tell me.
Me. Mine.
Okay, awesome. Good. Okay, right. Again, not wrong, yeah? Because, you know, the brief was to do it in 5 minutes. If not, you're going to get fired, right? Okay, so if it looks like this, great. But now, let me show you with just a few additional steps, you're going to be able to turn this into a design element for your slide, yeah? All right, let's do this. Let's do this. The first thing that I'm going to do, pay attention because after this, you're going to try this out, yeah? First things first, I'm going to remove the title. I don't need it. Next thing, I'm going to delete the legend. I don't need it too. I only want the pie chart, okay? The first thing that I want to ask you all, have you ever thought why all these pie charts, right, is so annoying that they insist on putting this white outline? Why do you need a white outline to separate the slice when the colors are already separating the slice already, right? And I tell you, the moment you click into it and under home, you go to shape outline, you put no outline, your pie looks immediately better instead of having those annoying white lines in between because the colors are already doing the job. Okay. And then secondly, let's just change the fonts. The fonts are so ugly, like this Calibri nonsense. So we can just use any other fonts. You know, maybe I think most of you will have this bench serif. Yeah, just use a bench serif semi-bold, put it in 18, right? Change it to white and done. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want you guys to try exploring, some of you have done it, is that the moment I double click on the border, right, on the border of my pie, I will be given this design punya tab where I can go on the far right and change the chart type. So I'm going to change it into a donut, right? The donut option. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. So now my pie chart has become a donut pie chart. Okay, now I tell you why what I like about this donut pie chart is because the moment I click into it, yeah, I right click and I can click on Format Data Series, right? This opens up my panel on the right. And if you look at the third icon here, the 3-bar thing, at the bottom, you have your donut hole size. So I'm going to increase my donut hole size a little to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, like that. Or a bit bigger. Okay. Now that you have this donut with a big hole in the middle, basic design logic. What can I put in the middle? How come you all don't have the donut? Older version, is it?
The title. Put it in the title. Put in the title in the middle.
Yes, you put in the title in the middle. For those who don't have the donut, that's quite weird. Because if you're using the latest versions, you should have it. Or are you guys, Ralph and Safwan, are you all using Mac? Okay, again, yeah. If I was to do it again, wait. Okay. If I was to do it again, I just double click into the border, go to change type. The panel will open here. You can see pie. The first option is your standard one, and then you have the 3D, you have the comparison and all that, but the last one is the donut. So you click OK, and instantly it becomes the donut. And then you can right click into it, go to Format Data Series, and increase the donut hole size. And a lot of
now I have it.
Don't have it, huh? Oh man, time for you to get the latest PowerPoint. No, oh, that's, yeah.
I do. Now I have it.
Now you have it. That's so weird. Magic lah. Maybe because they know Joe marah. But anyway, PowerPoint takut dengan I. But okay, now, all of you say you can put the title. Exactly. So you can start designing your title using the typography or even the icons and things like that. in this case, I've already done a sample, so I'm going to go one day class public, demos, graphs and charts, and alamak, exercises, graphs. I'm going to put in this, which I'm sure everybody can do. Just get an icon of a smartphone, put in the title, and it starts to look good. Okay, so that's the first one. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to insert all the pictures of those brands. Okay, now this example are brands, but for you it can be like in case of the industry, you get icons that represent manufacturing, icons that represent hospitals, up whatever that you can represent as an image for your slices. That would be great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change all my the colors of my slices to match the colors of the logos. Like 42.3 Apple. Now before that, I want you guys to know how to do it. Yeah. Let me show you very quickly on how to do this. Okay. Hang on. Okay. To do this, I just want you to know that if you click once into your pie chart, you will see all these blue dots at the very tip of each slice. Yeah, I'm sure you see that, the blue dots. Yeah. It's not more than 5 minutes. Trust me, right? Because if you come, because now I'm interjecting, answering questions, but if I was non-stop, I buat sampai 5 minutes. Okay. So if you click again into 42.3, all right, it's only selecting the 42.3. So now I'm going to shape fill, eyedropper, eyedrop color apple ni. Color apple ni, I tukar kepada putih. You know, we can always, push the brightness 100%, remember? So that it becomes white. Put it in, right? There you go. And then Samsung shape fill, eyedropper, put in the Samsung blue and shrink it, right? Repeat the entire process. LG, shrink it, right? 9.6, shape fill, eyedropper, take the pink, right? Done. Shrink, put to the side. This is definitely not 5 minutes, right? Less than 5 minutes. And then next is Motorola. 4.6, shape fill, eyedropper, take the Motorola blue, shrink it, put it aside, right there. And finally, HTC 2.7, shape fill, eyedropper, HTC green, and shape fill, eyedropper, HTC green. Oi! Allah. Click into the 2.7, shape fill, eyedropper, green please. There you go. Put it in, and that's it, right? And now, what started off as an ugly looking pie chart with baby blue and mustard yellow and all that nonsense starts to look better. But again, let's manipulate the functions using the techniques that we learned earlier today. Let's highlight all of it. Let's cut or copy. Let's paste it as a picture. And what we can do is, let's double click and crop all these empty areas. Yeah, let's crop it out. Buang dia, make it small and condensed. Yeah, so that we can now go to picture effects, put a little bit of a shadow. Go into picture effects, put a little bit of reflection. And if you want more space on your slide, go to picture effect, go to 3D rotation. We were playing with parallel angles just now. Now move to perspective and create a design like that. And if you put that, and I can tell you, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, if you were to feature a pie chart that looks like this on any of your slides with enough room on the left here to put in all your descriptions or titles or whatever, people are not only just going to understand your pie chart, they were also going to go, wow, how the hell do you do that? How do you get that kind of angle, right? So try this out, guys. From the pie that you were doing just now, that you have already, you have the base template. Go to the folder. The folder that you download actually has this under graphs and charts, right? I have all the logos and all the title all there for you to use. Try changing from the way it was to this. Do it for 5 minutes and go. How do you get the percentage into the donut? Okay, for you to do that, hang on, yeah. Okay, the reflection all tadi, you have to paste it as a picture first. You have to select everything, paste it as a picture, and after it has become flattened as an image, then you can just go to your picture effects and put in your reflection here. Okay. Now, for those asking how do you put your numbers into the chart and all that, you might want to play around with this here. Yeah, on the right here, there's the chart title, data labels, and things like that. Yeah, so try to play around with all this on what should be inside and outside and whatnot. Okay, so every time you do this, you click into it, you will be given whether you want to show data labels ke tak nak. All right. So if you select data labels, it will be within the slice, and you can always position your labels as well. You can click on it, click on the numbers, and move it around as well. Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. For those who are asking why your reflection jauh daripada you punya pie chart, is because you didn't, when you save it as a picture, you didn't crop the bottom. If you didn't crop the bottom half, you didn't throw away the empty areas, then the reflection will be further away. Yeah. But if you crop it and bring your picture closer to the pie, then you will get the distance to be a little bit shorter. So make sure you crop dulu and then apply the reflection. Okay. Yes, if you do the graph in Excel, then it will be the same as you should before. Betul, Hamida. So, but I would recommend that we all use our PowerPoint to include kita punya pie charts and all that. Because you can always just go insert, right? Chart, and then select whatever charts that you want and things like that, right? And click OK, right? Because immediately you will be given an Excel sheet to input all the numbers as well. So, sama je. So, why do it in Excel and penat-penat nak kena export semua masuk dalam PowerPoint when you can actually do it straight from here. Okay. Okay, guys, 2 more minutes and then we will continue to the next sample. Oh, some of you bolehlah share how your newly designed pie chart looks like, right? Share it with us. Let's see how it looks for you. Okay, a lot of people asking how do you make the donut hole bigger? Boleh. The donut hole bigger is like this, yeah. You just click into your pie, yeah. Okay, kalau if the panel on the right tutup, if it's closed and you want to open it, you want to go into it, just right click into your pie, go to format data series, click on that, and the panel will open. It shows format data series here. Yeah. Under series option, the 3 bars, you will see the donut hole size right there, which you can tarik and besarkan. Right? Okay, guys, moving on. I want to show you also that another format is some of you maybe did the 3D punya template. Yeah. PowerPoint also has a 3D style of pie chart like that. But how did I manage to create, inject visual into it, put the Google logo and all that? This is something that you all are familiar with as well. All right. In fact, if you go to what do you call that? If you go to Google and you search for, Google logo PNG. All right. Let's get a Google logo. Yang tak ada background. Yang mana tak ada background? No. Let's find one that is without background. Come on. Google logo transparent. Fine. Put the word transparent. Okay. All right. So we have this. We can copy it. Right. Paste it into our PowerPoint. Okay. And you can, remember what we did? We can go to shape effects, 3D rotation, baringkan the blur, and you'll be able to put it into. And then you can arrange that in terms of you can gerak-gerak sikit to adjust it and all that. But the fact is it has become, flattened so that it complements the angle of your pie, right? So you can even go to 3D rotation here on the format picture punya panel and adjust by sikit by the rotations and things like that. It can customize it so much to the point that it becomes an accurate placement according to the angle of your pie. All right. So try that. There's so many functions that we can try, to make our pie charts look cool. But the fact of the matter that the end word is don't leave them as standard. Even your graphs, right? This graph, is a standard graph format, right? That PowerPoint already has. But the fact it looks better than the usual one is because, remember, the pastel tones, the moment you replace the standard template punya colors, again, the ugly mustard yellow and baby blue nonsense, the moment you change it with pastel tones to represent the bars and all that, it starts to look good as well, right? Did you guys prepare the pie chart in Excel, copy from Excel, then paste it? No, most of you did that, yeah? Okay. Why not put it straight into using the PowerPoint one? I think most of us did straight from PowerPoint. But even if you did it from Excel, yeah, it's a bit more challenging, yeah? Okay. Tak apa. Tercaps. But direct from PPT would be a better solution. Yeah. How do you do from PPT? Is that you go to insert. Okay. Under insert ni, ada chart. Yeah. So you get variations, banyak jenis. Yeah. Even for columns, you have multiple columns, 3D and all that. Even pie, you have various lines, XY scatters, all the different types of charts and graphs are directly accessible via PowerPoint itself. So you don't have to do it inside Excel. All right. Okay. Now, so again, don't leave your pie, even your graphs as standard. You can always eyedrop your pastel tone so that it looks out of the usual. And the font types. Those of you who have downloaded Roboto will know that this is actually your Roboto fonts. It looks so much nicer than Calibri and things like that. But don't stop there. Just because you eyedrop into your pastel tones and whatnot doesn't mean that it's done. Because if you design the subject, create a typography design for the subject of this, and then place it behind your graphs, and then just rotate your text and all that, give it angles going upwards like this. Imagine now that even the simplest of graphs can look like a visual element in your slide instead of just it being a pure graph and pure pies and things like that lah. Yeah. Yes, if you change the table numbers, will the charts also change before we do the copy and paste? Yes, it will. Yeah, make sure you change. Make sure you change all. Okay. So the my final summary when it comes to graphs and pie charts, just don't leave it as standard. Yeah, try to apply all the techniques and tricks and cheat codes and the manipulation techniques that I shared with you earlier today. Apply it into the pie, and I can guarantee you, whatever graphs and data that you want to share will be very visually driven. Yeah. Will you show us a sample of an animated chart? Right. Okay. If you want to animate your chart, all right. I'll give an example for this one, for example. Yeah. Okay. Let me just move all of this away first, because if you want to animate your chart, this is how you do it. Yeah. If you click into it, right, and then you go into animation, all right. If you choose to wipe, for example, right, you can go to effect options. You can select by series, by category, and things like that. By series, it will come out together. If you select by category, it will come out section by section like that. Yeah. And you can just select on click, so that when you reveal it, right, it will come out one by one based on your click. You show 42, you show Samsung, you show 9.6, you show 4.6, you show 2.7. It's all based on your command. Yeah. So how you do that is go to animation, choose a style, whether it's wipe, whether it's fade, right? So, but then you go to your effect options and you select. If you want it to come out together one time like that, then you select as one object. But if you want it to come out by category or by elements and things like that, that's where you personalize. All right. So that's how you get to animate your chart. There are no samples for me to show, but I think that's the easiest way for me to show you how you can start doing it. All right. Okay. Last subject for PowerPoint functions. We go into the subject of audio video and how to make videos. But before I show you how to make videos, I have to show you how to insert stuff first. Let's start off by inserting your audio files. All right. For you to insert an audio file, straightforward, we go to the Insert tab. On the very far right here, you have your video and audio. So if you want to insert audio, there's two options: audio on my PC, or you can record audio. Record audio meaning it will switch on your mic. You can narrate your content. You can talk through your content, save your voice as a narration on your slide. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. But what I would recommend you not to do is one of my vendors last time when I was with Hong Leong, yeah, I was working in Hong Leong, and one of the vendors came in, gave me this really nice looking presentation, but it all started to go downhill the moment every time he changed slide, there's a girl's voice announcing the number of the slide. Slide 2, slide 3. They tortured one girl to actually record her voice to say all the slide numbers. Every time they move to a new slide, her voice will come out. Slide 4, slide 5. Guys, we're going through a presentation, not a lift. Okay? So don't do things like that. Yeah. But if you want to pre-record your voice and all that, that's fine. But in this case, I want to show you how to insert audio on your PC, right? Because this is how we start creating videos, yeah, by inserting a music soundtrack behind it. Select audio on my PC. Let's choose a file. I'm going to choose a music called Stressed Out. Yeah, why I choose Stressed Out? Because later you all try the exercise, you're also going to stress out. Okay, anyway, the moment you see the speaker punya icon in the middle of your slide, that indicates that it has successfully been embedded. You can try and test and play it. Okay, if it plays, it's good. Now, if you don't want this icon to be part of your slide design, you don't want it to be visible, that's okay. You can still put it outside of your slide. The file will still play, not to worry. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you a few editing tools, yeah. Okay, because I've shown you how to insert. Now, how do you control when your music starts? Okay, because if you want to do any editing, click on the speaker here, and immediately on your menu you will have your format, right? And playback menu. So look here at the start the start function. How should your music start? There's 3 options: in click sequence, automatically, or when clicked on. In click sequence means your next button. That means if you're on a full screen slideshow presentation mode, the moment if you want to move to the next content or you want to move to the next slide, you press the right key, right? So that's your click sequence. So the moment you press right or you press next, the music will play. Okay? Automatically, this one explains itself. The moment you arrive to the slide where you embed the music will play straight away without any clicking whatsoever. The third option, again, self-explanatory. It will only play the moment you click play, right? Otherwise, it will not play. Okay, so that's how you control how the music starts. Now, I'm going to give you another idea. Is that in terms of audio style, playback, and looping, if you just masukkan your music file into your slide, but you don't do any editing to it, and your in presentation, the music plays, is fine. But the moment you move to your next slide, the music will stop. It gets cut off. Yeah, because the music will only play on this slide. So if you want to play the music across all the slides as a background music to your presentation and all that, just make sure you take this, play across slides. Yeah, because that's literally what it means. Like, it will play across all the slides. And if you expect your presentation to last for 15 minutes to half an hour, but your lagu is only like 3 minutes, it will die a silent death after that. So if you want it to play back to loop, just click the next one, which is loop until stop. So that when the music finishes, but your presentation already finished, it will automatically play back from the start. Okay? So that's the hard way of doing it. The faster way of doing it is just go to this icon here, this function here, play in background. Just click play in background so that PowerPoint will automatically check these 2 items. Play across slide, loop until stop. Dia terus check for you. Okay? Now, the other thing is trimming. For you to save your file size, the weight of your presentation, and you don't want to use the full song, you can always trim it. So there's a trim audio function here, right? The trim audio. Just click into it, and this panel will open. It shows you the entire duration of your track. Yeah. Just take note of the green bar at the start and the red bar at the end. Yeah. Because this is something that you can actually drag and select which area of the music do you want. Yeah. So the moment you manage to drag it and all that, you can always click in the middle and test it. Okay? So you can always test it there. In fact, if you want to have a more accurate cutting, you don't want the thing to sound like it's done by by amateur or whatever. You want to have a very clean cut. You can always adjust through here, the end time and the start time. So if the end time, you can just tarik bawah and all that. It will start reducing by milliseconds. Yeah, so it can have a very accurate cut. Yeah, so that's how you trim your audio. Now, fade function as well. Imagine you having an 80-year-old man in the room, your chairman, your CEO, very old guy, who's had a bypass surgery before. Suddenly you want to play a loud music in the whole theater and all that. The terkejut, die of heart attack. I'm not responsible, okay? So why not have a nice subtle entry for your music? So you can actually go to the fade duration here at the top here. You see here fade duration. You can always set the time to maybe 7 seconds, 8 seconds, however long. But the moment the music starts playing, it will come in from a low volume to high volume like this, yeah? Let me just show. So it has a very gradual climb from being mute to coming out to max volume, okay? So those are pretty much the things that you need to know when you're editing your audio. Now, when it comes to video, same thing, right? Don't be afraid of having to face a new set of tools or whatever, because video and audio, same tools. Let's insert. You can insert a video here, yeah? Go to insert. The video one will be on the far right here. They'll give you an option. You want to insert a video, an existing video file that you have, or you can also pull an online video. Online video meaning you can go to online video, select, go to YouTube. Yeah, for example, go to YouTube and then let's see, maybe search for what is this? Oh no, this is an ad. No, not gonna work. No. Okay, I can basically search for, okay, let's just put this cartoon now. Okay, for example, I'm going to copy the link. Okay, go to PowerPoint, insert the link, right? Wait, Jane is asking, when inserting video, how do I make the empty areas look more interesting? Okay, hang on. Let me paste first. I'll show you one by one. Insert, then PowerPoint will give you a preview of the video. Just click insert, and PowerPoint will give you a window for your YouTube video, right? Now, this is the best way to reduce your file size. If you have a corporate video or your product video and all that, if you have a Facebook, YouTube channel, or create one and put your videos there, and then you use this technique, yeah, it will save a lot of megabytes for your document. But of course, goes without saying, if you're embedding online videos when you are presenting, you need to be online so that they're able to pull from YouTube. Yeah, you have to be connected to a Wi-Fi if you are putting an online video. If it's offline video, the video that you have on your desktop and you're plonking it in, then of course you don't need to be online. But if you're using YouTube videos, you're pulling online videos, then of course you need to. All right. So now that is inserting a video, online video. But I'm going to show you how to insert an existing video file that you have. So go to this device, select where your file is. So I'm going to go and demos, audio video. I'm going to put a music video for that song. So if the screen comes out like that, fantastic. Yeah. Test it to see whether it plays, whether the track comes out, there's sound. Yeah. Then it's fine. All right. Now, when you click into your video screen, you will be given a playback, tab at the menu here. So look at the menu. The options are the same as your audio. How do you want your video to start? In click sequence, automatically, or when clicked on, right? You want to trim your video? You can also, there's a trim video here. Click on that and you will be given the same bar. So imagine you don't want certain parts of your video, you only want to save one part, like this, like here, okay? Like that. So the moment you click OK, then the rest of your video is cropped. So you save quite a bit of file size, yeah? And it only straight away brings you to where you want to show, right? Okay. All right. Now, this is something that the next thing is what I would truly recommend to all of you. If you just masukkan the video like that, you embed it this way, and you're in full screen presentation mode, when it's time to play the video, it will only play within this small selected space that you have decided, right? Like that. So you can still see the rest of your slides and whatnot, right? But I would recommend because let's face it, every time when it's time to show a video during a presentation, it's normally one of the highlights, one of the key moments of the presentation. So I would recommend you select this, play full screen. Yeah, because the moment you select play full screen, when it's time for you to share the video, it will actually take over your entire projector, or it will take over the entire monitor, like this. Yeah. So people can see the video in full glory without having to see the rest of your slide. So it becomes bigger and more, impactful that way. So make sure you use your full screen. Fade function is the same thing. Yeah, you can always fade your video to come in. I mean, it comes in from, being very transparently and starts to come in full. Yeah, same thing like your audio just now. But I want to show you one last function that a lot of you don't know exists. And this is a function called poster framing. Okay, let's put it this way. If you put in a video, right, most of the time, the freeze shot, the opening scene, yeah, of your video is not going to make sense, like this. It's not going to be a nice cover for your video before you start playing and all that. The poster framing function allows you to select a certain scene in your video as your cover photo, right? So I can actually drag this, drag my video and choose a scene. I want to show maybe this. Okay, I want this to be my cover. So I can go to format, all right? I can go to poster frame, over here on the left, poster frame, drop it down and select the current frame. So I select it, then it says here, poster frame set. So this is where, now even before playing, I have a scene, a selected scene that I want to be the static cover photo before I play. Yeah? So instead of showing the very first second, which might not make sense, it might be all black or things like that, then you can now choose a nicer image for it. Okay? So, yeah, that's it. Word. Okay. But now, making videos. When it comes to making videos, it's a different animal. All right? When you start to making videos, there are a few things that you have to know. First, you have to know how many slides you have, how many content you have per slide, right? Because let's put it this way, the art and technique of creating a video on PowerPoint is basically you recording the movements and the timing of your slide and matching it with the tempo of your music and the duration of your music. Okay, so in this case, that's why you have to know your slide content, you have to know your animation. You know, sometimes you click once, three things will open at the same time or one after the other so that you don't terlebih click or whatever. You have to memorize all that. The slide transitions, even you even have to know your song. Because to try to match the content with the song, you know, sometimes you might want to, your hero slide or the main slide is when the chorus kicks in, you know, or things like that. You want to create the exact same feel between content and music, okay? And of course, I hope you've got very good keypads or touchpads or even mouse, because the best way of doing a really, really nice video from PowerPoint is when you click according to the tempo of the music, right? When it comes to a new verse, that's a new slide. When it comes to a new 4-beat, that's when you go to a new slide, yeah, just to create that gel, okay? So I'm going to show you a sample, okay? A sample is this. Let me show demos, audio, video. This is the best way that I can explain to you how a video is made. You know, sometimes you go to YouTube, you go to YouTube to find lyrics to a song, right? So there's a lot of these amateur videos in YouTube where it's homemade. You know, they just the moment the song comes out, then the lyrics come out one by one and things like that. The opinion lah, they come out one by one and all. Those can easily be done on PowerPoint. That's what it's all about. Yeah. So imagine this. I have this file where I've already embedded the music. Yeah, I'm going to switch on the animation pane so that you can see the animations that I put in. Now, this is the lyrics to the song. Yeah, you can see that the animation, so it's all on click. That means every time the singer is just about to sing that line, I will click to reveal the lyric. Yeah, so that goes on across all these other slides, and there will be one part where the singer is going to say we're stressed out, but I just made my line typical by putting the 3 words in 3 separate slides. That means I have to click really, really fast, you know, we're stressed out. Yeah. So I did that across all the slides. So I'm going to show you how to record this, yeah, and make it look seamless. You go to slideshow, yeah, and then you go to, there's a record slideshow here. Let's record from the beginning. And what you see on screen now is my little PowerPoint recording studio. Okay, you have the record button here. You have the moving next button here. This is for you to click next, to introduce the next lyric or the next slide and things like that. And one more thing I want you to remember is this here. At the bottom here, you have your microphone punya icon. Make sure you strike it out. Because if you leave it on and you're in the middle of recording, suddenly your daughter or your friend comes over, hey Joe, let's go for lunch. Kejap, I'm recording my PowerPoint. Later, when you finish converting it into a video and everything, the moment you play the video, inside that video itself, you will have your friend's voice, hey Joe, let's go for lunch. And then you have your voice, wait, I'm finishing up my recording. Because it captures the sound of your environment as well. So if you don't want the sound of your environment, make sure you strike out your microphone. Okay? So now I'm going to try to record this to achieve that same flow. Right before he sings, I'm going to, click next to reveal one lyric after another. I'm not going to go all the way, so just show you how it's done. So I'm going to record now, yeah, and just pay attention that on my cursor that I'm going to click all this, yeah. So record, and 3, 2, 1, go. So you get the idea. Every time when he's about to introduce the next lyric, I click next, I click next, I click next. Basically me recording the movements of my clickings lah. So once I've done that, I can close it, right? Now I want you to look at me in my webcam lah, the camera, because I'm going to play this. I'm going to put this in slideshow, yeah? And I'm not going to click on anything. You can see my hands next to my face, but you will see the slides moving on its own because I've recorded it. So let's take a look. So you get the idea of how it's done. It's basically you just recording the movements that you set on your presentation so that it moves on its own. Yeah. Yes, you can start all over again, or you can start on certain slides. So you can go to record slideshow. You can clear. You can see here there's clear timing on current slide if there's one slide that you did wrong, or you can clear timing on all slides so that you can start again. Yeah. So not to worry, PowerPoint's got your back in terms of giving you the luxury of tweaking. Now, once you've done that, you want to save it as a video, just go to File, go to Save As, right? Put it wherever you want to put it. And then, instead of Save As type PowerPoint presentation, drop it down, and you will have a version for MPEG-4 video. Now, the moment you select MPEG-4 video, okay, click Save, and what you see here at the bottom, okay, you will see creating video 0 to stressed out. Depending on the speed or the processor of your computer, yeah, it will take a bit of time, but you can see here it is converting into a video format. Later, you just go back to your folder, you will see there's a video of your presentation. It's in MPEG-4 already, okay? But sad news for Mac users, you cannot convert to videos. Yeah, because Mac, you know lah, Apple is a bit more sticky when it comes to all this. So Mac users will not be able to convert it into MP4 or AVI or whatever. So you might want to record your timing and all that, and then borrow your friend's Windows to do it. Okay, but yeah, that's the only downside to Mac. Okay, so now just take 5 minutes. Okay, take 5 minutes because in the final folder that you downloaded, you have this file. Yeah, I've given this file. Don't have to insert audio or whatever. Just terus try to record it and see whether you all can get the timing right. Wow, that bad, art that you cannot also trim, and wow, that means they are very sticky about audio and media files. Yeah. Yes, you all kena guna Keynote, but Keynote different lah. Yeah, that's different. Maybe I can organize a Keynote class as well because I sometimes I do use Keynote. Yeah. Especially for when I do talks and all that, where I don't expect to share it with anyone. It's just on my laptop and whatever. Yeah, I used to use a Mac as well. But for those who can do this now, just try and record the timing. Yeah, because for Mac, even if you can't save it as a video, you can always save it as a PPSX, which is a PowerPoint show. Which the moment they click on a PowerPoint show, it straight away opens into presentation mode, and your slides will still move automatically like a video without anyone having to click on it. Yeah. So just try this exercise out for 5 minutes, and then we'll finish off with my final tip of the day and end our session. Okay, 5 minutes from now, try to record and see. Good luck. Okay, so I hope some of you had have tried. Siapa yang berjaya tu, Tara? Alright, good job, Supasan. Well done. Alright, so try to convert it as video and you have your first video. Please don't upload these videos on YouTube. Illegal. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's actually very fun, right? So your first side income, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, boys and girls, your first side income, any of your relatives or friends and all getting married in the future, if you did some pre-wedding photo shoots by some river ke, longkang ke, old airport ke, apa ke, take all their pictures together, decorate it, put your flowers lah, love icons or some quotes or whatever, put a nice Shania Twain song behind it, sappy as it sounds, and record it and make it into a video, right? Virtual nikah, pun boleh juga. But yeah, so many things that you can do with this, right? Now that you know how to. Okay, guys. Now no wedding, no income lah. Yeah, no comment. no wedding, no income, no comment. Okay, anyway, guys. We've come to the end of me sharing techniques on PowerPoint, yeah? Because I believe if you were to apply all the things that I've shared, right, from this morning right up to the point of, making videos and all that, guys, you will easily be in the top 5, top 10% of, people in the country that are able to do PowerPoint and have knowledge on PowerPoint this extensively, yeah? Okay, and just keep practicing and you'll be able to come out on top in terms of design and having good slides, yeah? But having good slides is just half the battle won, yeah? But so I also need Jane, everybody will receive the recording next week, yeah? Between Monday to Wednesday, we will send out the email for you all to link the recording, okay? Now, achieving synergy. So this is where the half of the battle is won, when you are able to present your slides well. Yeah. Although this is a full day training on its own, but I'm not going to leave you high and dry. I will put this as the final subject, which will take the final 10 minutes of our class. It's only 10 minutes, right? So, okay, the first thing is, I want you to know that there are only two types of presenters in this world. Okay? There are only two types of presenters. The first type is this. I'm sure you understand this concept in terms of synergy, where the slides that you project are very simple, very high level, very clean, but it's up to you as the presenter or the pembentang to expand on the subject verbally, so that people will still have to pay attention to you and what you say, as opposed to just ignoring you and looking at the slides. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's also another set of presenters that do this, where the slides are so crammed with data from sampai ke hujung-hujung, yeah, full of data, but you just say sepatah dua kata. I've even met CEOs and C-levels and upper management doing this. Guys, please take a look at the screen. This is our plan for Q2. And then they just keep quiet. 2 minutes later, okay, you all faham, understand? Okay, I go to the next slide now. Macam tu pun ada, okay? So disrespectful. Anyway, because they're bosses, kan? But anyway, I'm sure you all know that most of the most prominent and most polished and the most, fluid of presenters, they all fall in category 1. Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm going to show you an example of what a lot of us are doing wrong today when we are presenting. Okay. Like for instance, this is a sample slide. Okay. And this is the text next to it. Apple continues. And this is how some of us present. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Apple continues to dominate the smartphone market in the United States. Their market share is 42.3%. Why do you do that? Because the slides are already doing the same damn thing. We don't need to repeat what the slides are showing. Yeah, that's very, very bad. Okay? And what do we say next? Oh yeah, guys, Samsung is in second place, yeah, behind Apple. Samsung is second. They have 30% market share. Again, you are replicating, you are repeating the function of your slides. Yeah. So you don't deliver any value whatsoever as a speaker. So what do the best speakers in the world do? What do the best presenters in the world do? okay, they do this, all right? They apply a technique called the 80-20, okay? If you want to know what the 80-20 is, 80% of what's coming out of their mouth is not on the slide. Only 20% of what's coming out is tying back to the slide. I mean, it's reiterating or recapping what's written on slide. For example, these presenters, they will not say Apple continues to dominate the smartphone market in the US. What they would most likely say is it has been 14 years since the first iPhone was launched in 2007, and since then they have never lost their position as the market leader in, smartphone sales. So nowhere in the slide does it say 14 years since the first iPhone. Nowhere in the slide does it say that they never lost their top spot. These are things that should come out verbally so people can listen to you. The only 20% is you reiterating that they are the market leader. That's it. Yeah. And then when it comes to Samsung, these people will not say Samsung is in second place with 30% market share. They will not say that. But what's the 80-20? They can probably say this. Despite the market leader everywhere, being the market leader everywhere else in the world, Samsung is only second in the US. Although they're second, every year they are chipping away at Apple's seat. They're eating into Apple's share. Yeah, and they're growing stronger and stronger. So 80% is not there about them being market leader everywhere else in the world, about gaining, chipping at Apple's lead. None of that is there. Only 20%, which is they're in second place. That's all, right? So the moment you do this, then people will be forced to listen to you for all this elaboration and additional information. And now you're thinking, oh wow, oh my God, how am I supposed to add 80% to something as simple as that? I'll give you an idea. These are the things that you can make up the numbers. How long have they dominated the market? That's not on slide. What was the previous year? Which year within the 10-year period did they have the biggest spike? Not there, right? Other countries that they also lead? Not there, right? Why are they so strong in the US? Not there. Personal experience, maybe you went to the US before to see a friend, you're holding an Oppo, everybody else holding Apple, they laugh at you, quote a research, right? Because, Apple in the US is a lifestyle punya benchmark. You pegang iPhone, you kaya. You pegang Oppo, you cekai, or whatever, right? Whatever desktop research or white papers that you can highlight and quote, do it, right? You make up more than 80%. Now, another thing that these good presenters do is they apply synonyms. These people will try their best, mati-mati they will try, not to repeat the words that are currently on slide. Yeah. So I'm going to show you some typical examples, some typical on-slide terms and how they say it differently. Typical term that we see on our slides. Market leader. They will not say market leader. Okay. Yes. Self-explanatory, blah, blah, blah. Jangan. Don't do that. Market leader, can somebody guess what other alternatives can we say instead of market leader? I'm sure some of you will come to this. Ahead of the pack, setting the pace, in the forefront or at the forefront. There's so many ways to say market leader, and those are the ways that they'll say. Increase, climbing north or ascending or on the up, on the rise. Yeah. Strategy, such a overused word, strategy. They will say our blueprint for this campaign or or the game plan that we want to push forward, blah, blah, blah. So many ways to re-term it. And the most overused word of all, objective. They don't say objective, they will say our aim today is to, or the reason why this campaign needs to run is because blah, blah, blah. That's it. The moment you apply this, you apply the 80-20, the use of synonyms, plus all these other green stuff like engagement, hand gesture, body language that you may require a little bit of polishing on. Removing the silent pauses, eye contact, intonation, reducing the us, and having more silent pauses and whatnot, plus having a good slide design. Then boom, confirm your power one. You will be up on the upper echelons of presenters. Now, I want to show you, before we go, just one final video of somebody who applies this 80-20 and as well as the use of synonyms. Yeah, I'm going to show you how Yang Mulia Rajatin Maimunah presents two of my slides. Yeah, the first slide, her instruction to me was, Joe, can you just give a list of all the famous P2P lenders and crowdfunders out there today, that all these young startup companies are going to get their business funds, because they're no longer coming to me as a bank. Okay, so I just did this slide. And she said, Joe, can you also highlight in the slide that in Malaysia, there are already 6 crowdfunders and P2P lenders that can actually provide such service to people, right? That's what she told me to put on this slide. And the next slide, she said, Joe, the next slide, I want to talk about China, because a lot of people think US is the market leader or the trendsetters when it comes to mobile payments and all that. Wrong. Can you show how advanced China is in terms of, these mobile payments? So did my research, and it says, the Chinese make 11 times mobile payments as the Americans. And then she also said, okay, just highlight the 5 top players in that mobile payment space. So that's what she told me to put in the slides. But look at how she achieves the synergy between her existence as a presenter and what she shows on screen. Yeah. So just take about, this is only a 3-minute video, but watch how she managed to grab her audience punya attention, and I think as well as yours as well. Yeah. Let's watch.
Had first-hand experience in China, trying to buy a bubble tea at a corner shop near a school that my daughter was attending a debate competition. I couldn't buy the bubble tea because he didn't want my money. And he wanted me to pay with Alipay, which I couldn't pay with Alipay because I don't have a Bank of China account. And the guy just literally said, sorry, mate, move along. 1.6 billion people, I don't quite get you. So there was a nice Samaritan in the queue that was willing to take my 10 yuan because she saw my daughter's very disappointed face. To the point that the Chinese officials had to issue a law stating that you cannot reject cash. Can you believe that? This is China today. This is China. So, the Chinese consumers actually make 11 times more mobile payments than the Americans. Now that we go to China and then we go to America and then you think, well, quite old economy, this America. Because they were the last to use the EMV cards to begin with. It's just a completely different world, and it's just Silicon Valley times 10 pumped with steroids.
So you get the idea of how she presents those slides. Yeah, she's such a good storyteller that you are so forced to listen to her talk. Yeah, and some of you said it's more like 98% to instead of 80-20. But Ralph, trust me, you said so much mic feedback, right? The people at the KLCC Convention Center really got an earful from her. how dare you give me that kind of mic feedback and all that. Teruk, man. She kena tell lah, those people. But anyway, I hope we can all, I hope we are all moving up the corporate ladder. One day we will, we aspire to be in that position where we're able to command that kind of stage presence. And these are some of the things that we need to factor in. Yeah. And now you have the advantage of having the potential ability to build really, really good looking slides. Yeah. So you don't have to pay people like me to do your slides for you. Okay. All right, guys, let's round this up. Finish. So my summary is very simple. All right. Go widescreen. Your grids and guides. If you want a clean looking slide, please switch them on. Colors, less is more. Stop playing a coloring contest. Just play with tones. Animated GIFs. Once every 4 or 5 slides, put in one just to create a little bit of movement. Yeah. Now you know your typeface and your typography. There's so much ways in terms of you making your slides look good just by using text alone. Pictures, you know how to get ones without background, how to remove background, how to get animated. There's so many stuff that you can do there, right? Transitions. Remember that mega giant 4-in-1 slide that you can do, that you can pen out to different sections and things like that. Try playing around with that too. Animate to lead the crowd. So animation is not just fancy, it is for the attention to be centered around you. Hyperlinks, remember that cool website idea where people can navigate through your presentation by clicking around. That's another idea. Use infographics, don't just put plain data. I hope to see most of you tomorrow, and next week. Never leave graph and charts the way they are. 2 ways to embed Excel using the clipboard as well as the link and display. And finally, don't just insert audio and videos, make them. Everybody, switch on your microphones, tepuk tangan, everybody's sudah graduate. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Last but not least, hang on, switch off. Okay, so here's the link for you to download what I promised you, which is the design manual that's going to help you when I'm not around. Yeah. So I'm going to copy this link and put it in the chat window, right? Paste it there, so that you all can download it immediately. Can I recommend that you all download it immediately, as in now, because it will expire in 5 days. If you want to download it onto your phone first, just scan the QR and you will arrive at a WeTransfer site for you to download it. Okay? So I hope this will be a very good supporting material for you. Yeah? And to kick off your journey to making power slides. All right? Now, as usual, my last customary request is I need your ratings. So put in the chat window on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being useless, 10 being good and informative. Please share with me your honest ratings. I would greatly appreciate. Oh lah, banyaknya. Thank you. -1, jahatnya. What happened? Why do I get a -1? Oh no. Okay. But thank you so much for your honest feedback. Yeah. And I'm sure most of you are coming for the next class, which is your infographics. So I'm hope to see you all tomorrow. And thank you. We'll see you all again. You all have my email address. Should you need anything? Oh, sorry. The download, right? There is a password. Now, let it be known that the design manual is a read-only file. Yeah, because previously there were people who were trying to extract all my content and resell it. So I have to lock it as a read-only. So just click read-only and you'll still be able to access the information. You'll still be able to open the animation pane to see all the animations and all that. And not a problem at all. Yeah. So great. So to most of you, I will see you guys again tomorrow. For those who want to join the infographic class but have not signed up, you can sign up for the 20th. Just let us know in the same email thread that we've been communicating. Yeah. And thank you so much and stay safe. Take care, everybody. And for those who want to stay back for Q&A, you can start asking your questions now. Okay. And
No.
let me know. Yes. Who's there?
it's Zaifina. The
Yeah, Zaifina.
the notes that you kasih kan yang hyperlink part